Christina María Aguilera, born December 18, 1980, is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and television personality. Personal life. Aguilera met dancer Jorge Santos backstage while filming one of her music videos in 2000 and dated him until September 2001 that she began dating music executive Jordan Bratman in late 2002. Their engagement was announced in February 2005. On November 19, 2005, they married in a private ceremony on an estate in Napa County, California. During a traditional Jewish ceremony, Aguilera wore a flamenco-style wedding dress by Christian LaCroix and they exchanged wedding bands designed by jeweler Stephen Webster. She gave birth to their son in 2008. In September 2010, the couple had separated. She filed for divorce in October 2010, which was finalized in April 2011 and included joint custody of their son. In November 2010, Aguilera began dating production assistant Matthew Rutler, whom she met while filming the musical Burlesque. Aguilera was arrested for public intoxication in March 2011, while Rutler was booked for driving under the influence. However, the charges were dropped against Rutler the following month. In 2014, they became engaged on Valentine's Day later that year. Aguilera gave birth to their daughter. Aguilera was raised Catholic, although she was learning about Judaism in the mid-2000s. In 2022, she opened up about depression and anxiety, stating, "I experienced a lot of trauma in my childhood. I've definitely had struggles in the past with depression and anxiety. It's a constant battle to overcome a mind that is anxious, a mind that is always second-guessing." Aguilera has also been sharing about insecurity and struggling with body image early in her career. In 2007, Aguilera purchased a Mediterranean-style mansion in Beverly Hills for $11.5 million, which she sold for $13.5 million in March 2013. Shortly afterwards, she acquired a house in the Mulholland Estates private enclave at the Santa Monica Mountains for $10 million and currently resides with her family. In 2000, Aguilera was among the biggest moneymakers in the music business, with over £65 million earned with album sales, merchandising and licensing deals, according VH1 in January 2008. She was ranked 19th on Forbes' list of top-earning women in music of 2007 with earnings of $20 million. The previous year, she was also included on their list of richest women in entertainment industry with an estimated net worth of $60 million. In August 2022, Aguilera's net worth was reported to be $160 million. Early life and education. Christina María Aguilera was born on December 18, 1980, in New York City, to Shelley Lorraine, née Fiedler, and Fausto Wagner Xavier Aguilera. Her father is an Ecuadorian immigrant from Guayaquil, while her mother has German, Irish, Welsh, and Dutch ancestry. Fausto Aguilera was a United States Army sergeant, and Shelley Lorraine was a violinist in the American Youth Symphony before becoming a Spanish translator. Due to Fausto's military service, Aguilera's family moved frequently, living in New Jersey and Texas. In 1983, they moved to Japan and lived in Sagamihara for at least 2 years. During her youth in Pittsburgh metropolitan area, Aguilera attended North Allegheny Intermediate High School before leaving there to be homeschooled to avoid bullying she experienced at school. In 1986, the family returned to the United States and settled in Pennsylvania, where they welcomed her younger sister, Rachel. In 1986, Aguilera has spoken out about her father's physically and emotionally abusive behavior. She noted that this is what made her turn to music, noting that, growing up in an unstable environment and whatnot, music was my only real escape. In 1987, Shelley filed to divorce Fausto and moved with Aguilera and Rachel to her mother's home in Rochester, a suburb of Pittsburgh. She later married James Kearns, with whom she had a son named Michael. In 2012, following decades of estrangement, Aguilera expressed interest in reconciling with her biological father. Aguilera moving to her grandmother's home allowed her to explore her grandmother's records, which featured mostly soul and blues singers, and increased her interest in music. She also began to practice singing in public and competing in talent contests. Following numerous contests, she earned reputation in her neighborhood as the little girl with a big voice and received widespread attention from local television and radio programs. In 1990, she performed the popular song A Sunday Kind of Love on the reality competition show Star Search, but was eliminated during the semifinal round. Aguilera was eventually invited to sing the Star-Spangled Banner before Pittsburgh Penguins hockey, Pittsburgh Steelers football, and Pittsburgh Pirates baseball games, and at the 1992 Stanley Cup Finals. Career. 1993 to 1998, career beginnings. In 1991, Aguilera auditioned for a position on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, MMC, aired on the Disney Channel. She ran against 400 candidates, and while she made the shortlist, she was ultimately rejected for not meeting the minimum age requirement. 1 year later, in 1992, Aguilera received a call from one of the show's producers asking if she was still interested in becoming a Mouseketeer. She once again competed for a spot, this time against 15,000 candidates, and was selected to join the variety program the following year. Her fellow cast members included Ryan Gosling, Kerry Russell, Britney Spears, and Justin Timberlake. During the show recordings, which included Aguilera performing musical numbers and comedy sketches, she moved with her family to Orlando, Florida. In 1994, it was reported the series would not return for a new season. Aiming to begin a music career, Aguilera moved to Japan in 1997. She was selected to record a duet with Japanese singer Keizo Nakanishi, with whom she performed in concert shows around the country. Their song, All I Wanna Do, was released as a single but failed to reach commercial success. In June 1997, Aguilera went on to Romania to represent the United States in a singers contest during the Golden Stag Festival, but she failed to win over the audience. Seeking a recording contract, Aguilera recorded numerous demo tapes directed to record labels, including Walt Disney Records, for which she sent a cover of Run to You by Whitney Houston. She eventually was chosen to record Reflection, the theme song from the animated film Mulan, 1998, which reached number 15 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. Following the attention she received with Reflection, Aguilera caught the ear of Ron Fair, the A&R executive from RCA Records, who consequently signed Aguilera to the label. In late 1998, she began to record her debut studio album, into which producers reportedly invested over $1 million worth of writers, producers, and vocal lessons. 1999 to 2001, breakthrough with debut album. In May 1999, Aguilera released Genie in a Bottle, the lead single off her long-awaited debut album, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 5 consecutive weeks and became the second best-selling single of 1999. The song became an international success, increasing Aguilera's popularity worldwide, topping the charts in over 20 countries. The single also attracted the attention of conservatives, including celebrities such as Debbie Gibson, that spoke out against its lyrical content, and was eventually considered too provocative to be sung by a teen idol. Due to the criticism, Radio Disney replaced the song with a censored version. The song was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Aguilera's self-titled debut album, Christina Aguilera, was released on August 24, 1999, to critical praise, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200. It catapulted Aguilera into fame globally and sold over 10 million copies in its first year. It was later certified 8 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA, and it has sold over 17 million copies worldwide. Originally, Aguilera's desire was to create material directly inspired by R&B and soul, but the label opted for a more teen pop production due to the genre's high financial return. In the late 1990s at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards, Aguilera won the Best New Artist category, for which Time credited the award for helping certify her credentials as a real singer. I was completely blown away, shocked, overwhelmed, and thrilled. I didn't expect it. I've dreamed of that since I was 8 years old. I was rambling off the top of my head, my knees were shaking, and I'm still floating on air because of it. Aguilera on winning Best New Artist at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards. After the album's release, What a Girl Wants topped the Hot 100 and is recognized as the first new number 1 entry on the chart for the 2000s decade. The song was also nominated for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance at the 43rd Annual Grammy Awards. This was followed with I Turn to You, which reached number 3 there, and Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You, which became Aguilera's third number 1 song and achieved worldwide success. She also released a cover of the Christmas song in November 1999, which peaked at number 18 and became the second highest charting position of the song after the original in 1944. In May 2000, Aguilera embarked on her debut concert tour, Christina Aguilera in Concert, which toured North America, Latin America, Europe, and Japan until February 2001. Her success continued to rise with the release of her second studio album, Mi Reflejo, in September 2000, which topped both the Billboard Top Latin Albums and Latin Pop Albums for 19 consecutive weeks. The album featured Spanish-language versions of several songs from her debut album along with new songs, and had Latin pop themes. 3 singles were released for the album, including the Spanish version of Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You, titled Ven Conmigo, Solamente Tu, Pero Me Acuerdo de Ti, and Falsas Esperanzas. The latter two were performed at the 43rd Annual Grammy Awards. The album went on to be the best-selling Latin pop album of 2000 and was later certified 6 times Latin Platinum by the RIA. Mirafleo also reached the Platinum stats in Argentina, Mexico, and Spain. The second annual Latin Grammy Awards, the album won Best Female Pop Vocal Album. In October 2000, Aguilera also released her third studio album, My Kind of Christmas, her first Christmas album, which reached number 1 on the U.S. Top Holiday Albums chart. The album received generally polarized reviews at the time, but has since gone on to retrospectively receive praise. Aguilera starred in a holiday special, My Reflection, which aired on December 3, 2000. On ABC. Aguilera's commercial success saw her being named the 2000 Top Female Pop Act by Billboard. The same year, she also filed a fiduciary duty against manager Steve Kurtz for improper, undue, and inappropriate influence over her professional activities. She eventually hired Irving Azoff to manage her career, aiming for control of her career and image. On January 16, 2001, Aguilera featured on Ricky Martin's Nobody Wants to Be Lonely, which topped charts internationally and peaked at number 13 on the Hot 100, becoming her 5th top 20 hit in the U.S. The song was ranked at number 65 on VH1's 100 Greatest Love Songs, and was nominated for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals at the 44th Annual Grammy Awards. In April of that year, Aguilera featured alongside Lil' Kim, Maya, and Pink on Lady Marmalade from the soundtrack for the film Moulin Rouge. 2001, the song received positive reviews and topped the Hot 100 for 5 consecutive weeks, becoming Aguilera's 4th number 1. The song also won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals and the MTV Video Music Award for Video of the Year. In August 2001, Warlock Records released Just Be Free, a demo album recorded by Aguilera between 1994 and 1995 while she was looking for a recording deal following the end of the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, MMC. She filed a suit against the label and the album's producers, aiming to stop the release of the album. However, both parties came to a confidential settlement to release the album, in which Aguilera lent out her name, likeness, and image for an unspecified amount of damages. 2002 to 2004, new image with Stripped. With a new management, Aguilera started moving away from her teen pop niche and began working on a new project. She cultivated a new image by adopting the alter ego Steina, dyeing her hair black, and sporting several tattoos and body piercings. Aguilera's new persona was widely criticized by media outlets. In September 2002, she released the controversial song, Dirty, which garnered mixed reviews and peaked as number 48 on Billboard Hot 100. The song's accompanying music video generated controversy for depicting overtly sexual fetishes and attracted the attention of conservative organizations and moralists who sought to have the video banned on MTV. The video also sparked protests in Thailand and was eventually banned on the country's local television. Despite the backlash, Dirty topped the charts in the UK and Ireland and has gone on to become a cult classic. Aguilera performing on the Stripped tour in 2003. Aguilera's 4th studio album, Stripped, followed with a release on October 22, 2002. She also executive produced and co-wrote the majority of the songs. Upon release, the album received generally mixed reviews but found commercial success and debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, and eventually was certified 5 times platinum by the RIA in the UK. Stripped sold over 2 million copies and became the second highest-selling album by an American female artist in the 2000s. Since then, it was reported the album sold 12 million copies globally. The album's second single, Beautiful, was released to widespread acclaim for its empowering lyrics about embracing inner beauty, also becoming a LGBT anthem. The song reached number 2 on the Hot 100 and topped the chart in various international countries, including the UK, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. It also reached number 1 on the U.S. Adult Contemporary chart and the U.S. Dance Club Songs chart. At the 46th Annual Grammy Awards, the single won Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. This was followed with the singles Fighter, Can't Hold Us Down, and The Voice Within. In June 2003, Aguilera co-headlined the Justified and Stripped tour alongside Justin Timberlake. The joint tour visited North America solely, attracting an audience of 546,483 and grossed over $31.80 million. It ranked 16th on Billboard's list of top 25 tours of 2003. Later that year, she also embarked on the Stripped tour in Europe, Asia, and Australia. Her performances at the Wembley Arena were taped, broadcast on WB Network, and eventually sold as a video album under the name Stripped Live-In. The U.K.in early 2004, it was reported that she would return to North America to perform a second leg of her tour, but was eventually cancelled due to a vocal cord injury. In August 2003, at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, Aguilera opened the show singing Like a Virgin and Hollywood alongside Britney Spears. Halfway through the performance, she was joined by Madonna, whom they both kissed, consequently making the performance highly publicized. Various media outlets retrospectively considered it one of the most iconic VMAs performances of all time. In 2008, MTV listed the performance as the #1 opening moment in the history of MTV Video Music Awards, while Blender magazine cited it as one of the 25 sexiest music moments on television history. In November of that year, Aguilera hosted the 2003 MTV Europe Music Awards. She received widespread media attention for dressing up as a nun and being undressed to reveal her underclothes while performing the slut drop dance style. She was named Top Female Pop Act of 2003 by Billboard. In August 2004, Aguilera recorded a cover of Car Wash alongside rapper Missy Elliott for the soundtrack of the DreamWorks film Shark Tale. She also voiced a Rastafarian jellyfish in the film. That September, Aguilera contributed vocals to Tilt Ya Head Back with rapper Nelly. The songs respectively reached numbers 63 and 58 on the Billboard Hot 100. 2005 to 2008, Back to Basics. In early 2005, Aguilera embraced a new image inspired by old Hollywood figures, debuting burlesque-styled curly blonde hair and makeup. Her new persona was eventually adopted to promote her subsequent music project. In March 2006, Aguilera released a duet with Andrea Bocelli, Somos Novios, It's Impossible, and performed the song together at the San Remo Music Festival. She also featured on A Song for You by Herbie Hancock, which received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. In June 2006, Aguilera released Ain't No Other Man as her then forthcoming fifth studio album's lead single, which received critical acclaim and was praised by music critics. Critics compared her vocals on the songs to older singers such as Etta James and Aretha Franklin. The song achieved commercial success, peaked at number 6 on Billboard Hot 100 and has sold 1.7 million digital copies in the U.S. The single eventually earned her the Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Aguilera performing at the San Remo Music Festival in 2006. Aguilera's fifth studio album, Back to Basics, was released as a double album in August 2006. The album was inspired by 1920s, 1950s music and was described as a throwback with elements of old-school music combined with a modern-day twist. The album debuted at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200, making it Aguilera's first album to top the chart since 1999. It also debuted atop the charts in numerous countries, including Australia, Canada, Germany, Switzerland, and the UK. The album received positive reviews and was nominated a Best Pop Vocal Album at the 49th Annual Grammy Awards. The album was later certified double platinum by the RIA and sold over 5 million units worldwide. Hurt and Candyman were released as singles following the album's release and became top 10 hits on various international charts and peaked top 30 on Hot 100. In November 2006, Aguilera performed Steppin' Out with My Baby at NBC's Tony Bennett, an American Classic special, as a duet alongside Tony Bennett. The duo performed the song on Saturday Night Live and at the 59th Primetime Emmy Awards. Their live performance was nominated a Grammy Award at the 50th Annual Grammy Awards. Their version was officially recorded in 2012 for Bennett's Viva Duets. That same month, Aguilera also featured on rapper Diddy's song Tell Me, which topped the UK R&B singles chart and number 8 in the UK. At the end of November 2006 until October 2008, Aguilera embarked on the Back to Basics tour, which visited North America, Europe, Asia, and Oceania. The tour received positive reviews and was divided into acts inspired by juke joints and the circus. Rolling Stone highlighted its numerous sets and costumes changes, emphasizing Aguilera's evolution from bubblegum starlet to dirty vixen to her current incarnation as retro-styled soul siren, with earnings around $48.1 million. The tour was the highest-grossing concert tour by a female in 2007. Additionally, the performances at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre were taped, broadcast on VH1 and sold as a video album under the title Back to Basics, Live and Down Under. In February 2007, Aguilera performed It's a Man's World at the 49th Annual Grammy Awards, which received widespread praise and has been noted as one of the best Grammy performances of all time. Her performance has been voted as the third most memorable Grammy performance of all time, as presented in the 2007 CBS television special My Night at the Grammys. That same month, she performed at the halftime show for the 2007 NBA All-Star Game. In April 2008, Aguilera appeared in Martin Scorsese's documentary, Shine a Light, which chronicled a two-day concert by the Rolling Stones at the Beacon Theatre, where she performed Live With Me with Mick Jagger. In September, she released Keeps Getting Better, set to feature on her first then upcoming greatest hits album of the same name. The song received mixed reviews but found commercial success, debuting at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it her highest debut on the chart at the time, and has since sold 1.156 million digital copies in the US. She performed the song live at the 2008 MTV Video Music Awards alongside a medley, Keeps Getting Better. A Decade of Hits was released in November 2008 to positive reviews, debuting at number 9 on Billboard 200 and was later certified gold by the RA. The compilation added 2 original songs, its title track and Dynamite, and also featured remakes of Genie in a Bottle and Beautiful. By late 2008, Aguilera stated that she had begun working on a new album. 2009 to 2011, Bionic, Burlesque and The Voice. In 2009, at the end of the 2000s, Aguilera was named the 20th Best Artist of the Decade by Billboard, and was nominated for the MTV Europe Music Award for Best Act Ever. At the end of 2009, Aguilera stated that her then forthcoming 6th studio album, originally titled Light and Darkness, would be released in March 2010. However, by February 2010, Aguilera stated that the album would be retitled and would be released in June. In April 2010, Aguilera released the lead single, Not Myself Tonight, which peaked at number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. She performed the song live on The Oprah Winfrey Show. This was followed by the album's second single, Woohoo, featuring rapper Nicki Minaj. Aguilera at the premiere of Burlesque at the Empire, Leicester Square in London, 2010. Aguilera released her 6th studio album, Bionic, on June 6, 2010, which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and topped the European and the UK charts. The album was inspired by electronic music and was described by her as a project about the future, noting that it was inspired by her son, who motivated her to want to play and have fun. It received generally mixed reviews by critics who called it strong, but only in parts. It was later certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, RA, and sold approximately over 1 million copies globally. You Lost Me and I Hate Boys were released as singles in the following month of June. A tour was planned for the album but was postponed and later cancelled due to prior commitments. Aguilera landed her first starring role as a waitress-turned-burlesque performer in the Stephen Anton film Burlesque, released in theaters in November 2010. She received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame the same week in which the film premiered. While the film received generally mixed reviews from critics, Aguilera's portrayal of the main character garnered positive reviews, and the film grossed $90 million in the box office. The film also received a nomination for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy at the 68th Golden Globe Awards. In addition to starring in the film, Aguilera recorded 8 tracks for the film's 10-track accompanying soundtrack, while Cher performed the remaining 2. The soundtrack reached number 18 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold by the RIA. Her song Bounty received nominations for the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song at the 68th Golden Globe Awards, while the album itself was nominated for the Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media at the 54th Annual Grammy Awards. Aguilera performed Express on the finale of the 7th series of The X Factor UK, which received criticism for its raunchy content. In early 2011, Aguilera omitted a few lines while performing the Star-Spangled Banner at Super Bowl 45, which led to extensive media coverage. She apologized for the incident, saying, "I got so caught up in the moment of the song that I lost my place. I can only hope that everyone could feel my love for this country and that the true spirit of its anthem still came through." That same month, Aguilera performed a tribute to Aretha Franklin at the 53rd Annual Grammy Awards alongside various singers including Yolanda Adams, Jennifer Hudson and Florence Welch. After the performance, Aguilera's heels got caught on her train and she nearly fell. In April 2011, Aguilera became a coach on reality competition show The Voice, which aired on NBC. Aguilera later returned to its second, third, fifth, eighth, and 10th season. For the show's first season, Aguilera's duet of her song Beautiful with her finalist, Beverly McClellan, debuted at number 74 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 with first-week sales of 42,000 downloads on iTunes. A year later, for the second season, Aguilera's duet of The Prayer with her contestant, Chris Mann, also reached 85 on the chart. In late 2011, she featured on the song Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5. They first performed the song during their time on The Voice and also performed it at the 2011 American Music Awards. The song received positive reviews and topped the Hot 100 for 4 non-consecutive weeks, making Aguilera the 4th female artist to top the chart over 3 decades, 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s. The song was also nominated for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance at the 54th Annual Grammy Awards in July 2021. The song was certified Diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA. 2012 to 2015, Lotus and other projects. During the third season of The Voice in September 2012, Aguilera debuted Your Body as the lead single from her then-upcoming 7th studio album. The song received critical acclaim and reached number 1 on the U.S. Dance Club Song Chart and 34th on the Billboard Hot 100. 202, the album, titled Lotus, followed in November 2012, in which Aguilera described the record as a rebirth of herself after the personal struggles she overcame. Contemporary reviewers found the album generic and conventional, as opposed to Aguilera's previous experimental ventures. Despite this, Lotus peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200 and has sold 303,000 copies in the U.S. as of 2019. Just a Fool with Blake Shelton was released as the album's second single and received positive reviews. The two performed the song live on The Voice and on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Aguilera, pictured on The Voice in 2013 for Season 5. On January 9, 2013, Aguilera performed Blank Page at the 39th People's Choice Awards. A month later, on February 22, 2013, Aguilera featured on rapper Pitbull's Feel This Moment, which became the first of various international top 10 singles she would achieve that year, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Aguilera's 10th top 10 hit, and was later certified platinum by the RIA. The song garnered positive reviews and was performed at the 2012 American Music Awards, 2013 Kids' Choice Awards, The Voice, and 2013 Billboard Music Awards. In May 2013, Aguilera appeared on Alejandro Fernandez's cover of Miguel Gallardo's 1976 Hoy Tengo Ganas de Ti, which received critical acclaim and earned them a diamond certification in Mexico. On November 4, 2013, Aguilera featured on a duet version of Say Something with A Great Big World. The song became an instant success, receiving universal acclaim from critics who praised Aguilera's stripped-back vocals. The song became Aguilera's second top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 4, and also became the second time she achieved multiple top 10 songs in a calendar year since 2000. They performed the song live on the 5th season of The Voice and 2013 American Music Awards. The song earned them various awards, including a 6-time platinum certification from the RIA, and won Best Pop Duo/Group Performance at the 57th Annual Grammy Awards. In October of that year, Aguilera also lent her vocals to the soundtrack for The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, with the song We Remain. She performed the song live with her contestant Jackie Lee on The Voice. On January 1, 2014, Aguilera featured on the remix for Do What You Want by Lady Gaga to replace the original version with R. Kelly after his sexual abuse allegations. The two performed the song on the 5th season of The Voice in May of that year. She performed a medley of hits at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and performed at the 2014 Keys FM Wango Tango concert. In November, Aguilera performed at the Breakthrough Prize Awards ceremony. In February 2015, Aguilera opened the 2015 NBA All-Star Game alongside the Rockets and Nas with a New York-themed medley. In April, Aguilera starred in the 3rd season of the musical drama series Nashville, which aired on ABC. She also contributed to the series soundtrack with The Real Thing and Shotgun, with the latter reaching number 28 on Hot Country Songs chart. She also performed at the 50th Academy of Country Music Awards alongside the Rascal Flatts. 2016 to 2020, Liberation and the Experience. In May 2016, Aguilera exited The Voice following its 10th season, which she won with her contestant Alisan Porter. On the season finale, she performed I Have Nothing and Dangerous Woman, the latter with Ariana Grande. A month later, Aguilera released the song Change, in which she dedicated to the victims of the 2016 Orlando nightclub shooting. The ballad received positive reviews and debuted at number 5 on Billboard's Bubbling Under Hot 100 chart. In August 2016, Aguilera recorded a disco song titled Telepathy featuring Nile Rodgers for the soundtrack of a Netflix original series, The Get Down, 2016. Her vocals were praised by critics and the song reached number 1 on the Dance Club Songs chart. In July 2017, Aguilera voiced a video game dancer in the Emoji Movie, 2017, with the film also featuring her song Feel This Moment. She also lent her vocals to the Served Like a Girl documentary film for a song titled America. In November, Aguilera performed a tribute to Whitney Houston at the 2017 American Music Awards. The tribute received polarized views from fans and critics who praised her vocals but criticized why she was selected over a black artist. Aguilera performing on the Liberation Tour at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, 2018. In March 2018, Aguilera announced the completion of her then-upcoming 8th studio album alongside a Paper magazine cover which received media coverage. In April, Aguilera starred in the romantic science fiction Zoe, which premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival and was released in July of that year. Aguilera released her 8th studio album Liberation on June 15, 2018, to favorable reviews. The album had been in the works since the summer of 2015 and incorporated R&B and hip-hop elements. Liberation debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart, becoming Aguilera's 7th U.S. Top 10 album. The album was promoted with multiple singles, including the preceding lead single, Accelerate featuring Ty Dolla $ign and 2 Chainz, which became Aguilera's 10th number 1 song on the U.S. Billboard Dance Songs chart. 2 other singles from the album, Fall in Line, with Demi Lovato, and Like I Do were nominated at the 61st Annual Grammy Awards for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance and Best Rap/Sung Performance, respectively. To further promote Liberation, Aguilera embarked on her first tour in 10 years, the Liberation Tour, which ran from September to November 2018. The tour was set in the U.S. and received positive reviews from critics who praised Aguilera's vocals and stage presence. Billboard named the tour one of the best 2018 live shows, and it was ranked at 132 on Pollstar's 2018 year-end Top 200 North American Tours chart with a total gross of $8.7 million, with an attendance of 77,854. This tour was followed by the X Tour, which served as the international counterpart to its predecessor, running in Europe and Mexico from July to December 2019. Between the tour, Aguilera headlined her first concert residency, Christina Aguilera, The Experience, a 25-date show at the Zappos Theater at Planet Hollywood, Las Vegas, beginning in May 2019 and concluding in March 2020. In October 2019, Aguilera released the song Haunted Heart from the soundtrack of the animated Addams Family film, and her second collaboration with A Great Big World, Fall on Me, followed a month later. The former received critical acclaim from critics, was nominated for Best Original Song in an Animated Film at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards and topped the U.S. Kid Digital Song Sales chart. In early 2020, Aguilera recorded 2 songs for Disney's live-action remake of Mulan, 2020 Loyal Brave True, released in March 2020 as a promotional single to positive reviews, eventually being shortlisted as one of the 15 potential nominees for the Academy Award for Best Original Song, and a re-recording of Reflection, released in August that year. She appeared on the ABC television special, The Disney Family Sing-Along, and its follow-up, where she performed Can You Feel the Love Tonight and Remember Me, respectively. In November of that year, Aguilera signed a new management deal with Roc Nation. 2021, present, Aguilera and Voltaire residency. In July 2021, Aguilera performed 2 sold-out shows at the Hollywood Bowl with Gustavo Dudamel and the Los Angeles Philharmonic. She also recorded the Addams Family theme, which was featured on the Addams Family 2 soundtrack. In October, she performed Reflection, When You Wish Upon a Star and Loyal Brave True for ABC's Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary special. On December 7, 2021, Aguilera was honored with the People's Music Icon Honorific Award at the 47th People's Choice Awards. Aguilera performing A Million Dreams at the Expo 2020 closing ceremony in Dubai, 2022. Aguilera released her ninth studio album, titled Aguilera, originally as a double album on May 31, 2022. The album paid tribute to different genres of Latin music and consisted of 3 separately released parts, La Fuerza, La Tormenta, and La Luz. The full album was released in its complete form on September 30, 2022. The album was preceded with the singles Pa Mis Muchachas, Somos Nada, Santo, and followed with Sueltame and No Es Que Te Extrañe. Aguilera received widespread critical acclaim from music critics upon release, and was placed on several year-end lists by publications such as Billboard and the Houston Chronicle. The album was promoted through the EU/UK Summer Series promotional tour, which consisted of 5 festival shows throughout Europe and 3 arena concerts in the United Kingdom. The promotional tour received critical praise. Aguilera and its songs received 7 nominations at the 23rd Annual Latin Grammy Awards, with the album winning for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. The album also received another 2 nominations for Best Latin Pop Album and Best Immersive Audio Album at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards. No Es Que Te Extrañe was also nominated for Record of the Year at the 24th Annual Latin Grammy Awards. On June 11, 2022, Aguilera headlined the Los Angeles Pride Festival with guests Maya, Kim Petras, and Paris Hilton. The use of a strap-on dildo during the set was the subject of polarized reception. In October 2022, Stripped was reissued for its 20-year anniversary, featuring I Will Be, the B-side to Dirty, and Benny Benassi's remix of Beautiful. A new music video for Beautiful was also released on November 10, 2022. Time Studios announced a partnership with Roc Nation to produce an upcoming documentary about Aguilera. On September 22, 2023, Aguilera released Learning to Fly as a part of the soundtrack for PAW Patrol, the Mighty movie. The same month she performed at the Europride concert in Malta. At the end of the month, it was reported that Aguilera would executive produce a stage adaptation of Burlesque. In December, she began her second residency, Christina Aguilera at Voltaire, at the Venetian Las Vegas. In May 2024, it was reported that Aguilera had parted ways with RCA and signed with 5020 Records, a label distributed by Sony Music Latin. Artistry. Influences: Mariah Carey, Etta James, Whitney Houston. Musicians such as Mariah Carey, left, Etta James, center, and Whitney Houston, right, were cited among Aguilera's main influences. She later recalled shaping her singing voice after them in her early years. Aguilera has named Etta James as a role model and said At Last made a major impression on her. She later stated, I'll still be as raunchy as I want to be, and I'll have Etta's memory to back me up. She's what I want to be someday. As a young girl, The Sound of Music, 1959, and its lead actress, Julie Andrews, became her early references to sing and perform, in addition to broadening her interest on Broadway. Aguilera's other major influences include Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Billie Holiday, and Ella Fitzgerald. She has also cited rock bands as an influence, specifically the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, and Radiohead. Aguilera was also influenced by Latin music. She later recalled singing her first songs in Spanish during childhood, saying, I grew up hearing Spanish being spoken in my household, and hearing a lot of Julio Iglesias on the record player. Some of her other inspirations in Latin music include Chavila Vargas, Vicente Fernandez, and younger artists such as Rosalia. As a performer, Aguilera credits Madonna and Janet Jackson as major inspirations for being positive female artists who aren't afraid to take chances, be daring, experimental, and sexy. Cher also encouraged her to being a performer and a woman who has the guts to do everything. Aguilera's childhood visits to record stores molded her taste and led to an appreciation for blues and soul music, which she called music that really had heart. Her music has also paid homage to many artists from this genre, including Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Nina Simone, and Otis Redding. Her album Back to Basics, 2006, features inspirations of musicians from the early 20th century. As she later commented, I was just so drawn to that kind of music. It has so much pain, so much beauty of raw emotion and passion. Her other influences in the genre was Added for Liberation, 2018, including Michael Jackson in Maria and Janis Joplin in Sick of Sittin'. Outside of the music industry, Aguilera was inspired by actresses from the old Hollywood. She later stated, I'm fascinated with the golden age of film. I wanted to capture the authenticity of the glam era, after which she cited examples such as Marlene Dietrich, Marilyn Monroe, Greta Garbo, Veronica Lake, and the pin-up models. Her Tilt Ya Head Back music video also recreated Monroe's signature look, while the video for Your Body includes a directly reference to Lucille Ball. The video for Ain't No Other Men presented Aguilera under the alter ego Baby Jane, which was inspired by Bette Davis's character in psychological horror film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. 1962. Her other inspirations mostly came from contemporary art, including works by Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, and Banksy.